Occupy. In a story ignored by the mainstream media, this is a big one, last December documents were released that unequivocally prove that the destruction of the Occupy camps around the country was in fact a super coordinated effort by local police, the FBI, the Department of Homeland Security, and the big banks that were at the center of the protests. The Partnership for Civil Justice Fund obtained the heavily redacted documents through a Freedom of Information Act request. The documents show a massive nationwide plot that started in August of 2011, a month before the first protesters started gathering in Zuccotti Park. And the FBI was meeting with the New York Stock Exchange about the potential protest, and ends with the systematic controlled raids to dismantle the protests.
So this is really important to note, because when they were going in and tearing down all the Occupy camps, they said it was an individual police department decision, that it came from the mayor and city hall, and it was all localized. Now you have smoking gun proof that it was not localized, that the feds were in charge. So when Obama's on TV saying, oh, well, you know, it's up to the local jurisdictions, we're not accountable for this, I'm going to go off to Australia while a lot of these major, you know, takedowns are happening. This is a smoking gun. I mean, this is it, here.
You've got documents showing a network of coordinated DHS, FBI, Police Regional Fusion Center, the private sector activity merged into one entity. And you have the Domestic Security Alliance Council.
Well, that sounds like a fun word.
Doesn't it?
That's a good, happy group.
You have them going around and getting everyone in every municipality, private organizations giving up information on people that were involved with 6 American universities gave information about students involved with Occupy to the FBI.
Oh, so
with administrative knowledge.
So the universities are now filtering in.
Right. You're paying them to educate you, and they're giving up your information.
So what's really wild about this is essentially you have, and this all happened a month before they even went to Zuccotti Park.
Showed up with one protest sign a month before they were.
So they're already aware of it. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're also coordinating with the very banks and all of that these people are protesting. So essentially it's like, okay, before you even begin to dissent, before you even begin to hold a sign up, you're a terrorist or you're a threat. And we're going to coordinate the entire we're going to coordinate the entire police state powers of this country to go after you and what you're having to say before you've even said it. In fact, I believe in these documents it even showed that there were threats to that they were talking about in the document showed that there's threats to assassinate Occupy Wall Street leaders by sniper fire. Now these documents are heavily redacted, so you can't really see who, what, why, but this is FBI documents saying they're threatening to assassinate leaders. That blows my mind. I mean, the FBI is supposed to inform the person concerned that there's a threat against them, not enact a threat against them.
They're the Federal Bureau of Investigation, not the Federal Bureau of Assassination.
That's the CIA's job.
That's a whole other organization, and you're not involved in this.
What's also really dangerous about this, if you literally have, the strong arm, if they're using our police powers and our investigative powers, if the banks are using them as like the strong arm, so you don't play ball with us, we're going to send the cops after you. You even question what we do or the bailouts we receive, we're going to investigate you, scare the hell out of you, hit you with billy clubs, pepper spray you, attack you in broad daylight. I was at the Occupy camps. These people were not disorganized.
No,
they weren't crazy hippies. They were actually a very cool functioning group that had designed governments within there that actually, I saw Ron Paul supporters sitting down with, Greenpeace people totally getting along. Now they differed politically, but they were actually problem solving and talking their issues out, rather than the two-head media approach of I hate you, you hate me. It was actually this brilliant kind of experiment in how you could truly run a country.
Well, you watched people down there being able to, in a large group of hundreds of people, make plans and schedule meetings, and it all seemed to happen quite quickly. They got more done in an hour than Congress gets done in a month.
Well, exactly. Why? Because it's actually allowing people to be people and to be human beings and individuals. But, hey, we can't have that. We've got to have the FBI come in. The other interesting precedent that sets that if the financial sector is so in bed with, the military and the police state sector, police sector, that it kind of gets rid of, I think Naomi Wolf talked about, that it kind of negates, trials are messy. Labeling someone a terrorist and then bringing them to trial and all that, that's kind of messy. Maybe they get acquitted. What you can actually do is we can have the financial sector freeze their funds the moment they're considered a threat, and then essentially neutralize them for anything that they could actually do. This is so goddamn dangerous, and I wish people would pay attention to it.
It's a good thing I don't have anything, so they can't. Freeze my accounts, please. Go ahead. I mean, that's really what it is. You're talking about people taking away their ability to survive, taking away people's ability to do.
Protest to dissent.
It's bullying. I mean, we talk about bullying, and the U.S. government is doing it at the most basic,
if people don't believe that they live in a police state, documents like that prove that they do. We don't have the fences with the wires around it and all that, but what we have is we have a financial police state that we live under, and we have the authority of the U.S. government that monitors everything we fucking do in this town. It pisses me off. I'm sorry.